Hey guys, so I know this channel is dedicated to personal development, but this video is going to be a bit different. I'm going to show you how to change the low beams on a 2020 Hyundai Palisade. And I think, you know what, even though it is a channel for personal development, learning a new skill, like something useful and how to fix your vehicle could be a part of personal development because you're learning something useful and you're able to teach it and do it yourself. So if you're increasing your skills and your value as a person, then I would consider that personal development. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so after popping your hood up, what you want to do, this is the vehicle. What you want to do is locate the low beam. And in this case, this is the low beam that is we're going to change the bulb for. And that one is, you can see, right down here. I don't know if you can tell, there's a dust cover right there. There's two of them. So the high beam is at the bottom and the low beam is right here at the top. We're going to unscrew that counterclockwise and get the bulb out. Okay, so I want to do that. Now you want to wear gloves when you're doing it because it's very dirty, first off, and you might cut your hand on something in here. So what I'm doing is it's very, very tight. So I'm just turning it counterclockwise right now. Okay, so I want to let you know, I turned it counterclockwise, thinking that I would unscrew it completely, but it stops at a certain point and it doesn't move away from the housing. So what you actually have to do is you have to take something like this and pry it open. So that's, if you keep turning it, it's not going to go and you're going to wonder why. So you actually have to peel it off. So I've done that. And here you go. Now you see that it's come off. Nice and clean inside, which is what you want. Next thing we're going to do is pull the actual bulb out. So let me reach in there and feel for it. Actually, I'm going to bring the camera in there to show you what it looks like in there. Don't want to drop my phone, but I don't know if you can see. So now what you're going to do is once you've released the light by turning it counterclockwise, the bulb, you're going to pull it out with the wiring harness like so. And this is the light here. And you see that? So we're going to release that clip, this guy right here, and then we're going to take the light off, okay? Okay, so it's very important to note that you want to be wearing gloves. Now I'm going to wear clean gloves when I put in the new bulb, but I'm using these dirty gloves right now because you don't want to be touching this with your fingers, because what I've read is that the oils on your hand can actually damage the bulb. So there's a little clip right here. Do you see that? So we're going to pry that open and we're going to lift the light off just like so. There you go. And that's come loose from there. And as you can see right here, it goes right on back onto the clip. The new one will. And it snaps into place on this little tab right here. Okay, so here's the new LED bulb that I'm upgrading to. There's the housing, and there's the little clip piece at the bottom right there. And as you can see, I've switched my gloves to these nice white gloves that came with the new bulbs. Now, one thing I wanted to mention that I read is it's very important to note that you want to put the bulb in at 9 and 3 o'clock, which is basically upright like this. It has to go back into the car this way so that the LED's out this way and the other LED's out that way, which is 3 and 9 o'clock on a clock. And because that's the proper beam that'll be the brightest for when you're actually using this bulb. So we're going to go and clip that back on right now. Okay. Oh, where's our wiring harness? Here it is. I apologize if I'm blocking the camera, guys. It's a little bit tricky to work in here with the camera on, but here we go. We're going to clip it back together. And that is almost snapped in. You want to make sure there's no gap in there. So I'm just going to push it in. I feel like it wasn't in, so I'm just going to try again. It doesn't quite click in fully, and I don't know why, but we're going to test it out anyway. That's as far as I can get it to go, and I don't want to force it any further. So guys, I'm going to test the bulb out by just turning the car on before I actually put it in, because that might be the smarter idea after going through all that work. Okay. And as you can see, the light works. Okay, so the connection is good. Okay, so I was able to twist it and I pushed it all the way in, and then I turned it clockwise, just maybe a quarter turn, just to make sure it clicks in. So now we're going to see how the light turns on. Let me zoom out a bit. There we go. Our light is on. And so again, with our dust cover, we're just going to screw it right back in the same way we did, which is placing it in and then screwing it counterclockwise. Sorry, clockwise, my mistake. Just to make sure it locks in place. And yeah, like I mentioned before, having that seal is the most important thing, because the moisture, the dust, that kind of stuff will just destroy your headlamps if you don't keep it clean and basically create an isolated space for it. There we go. It's all done. And that, my friends, is how you change the light bulb headlamp on a 2020 Hyundai Palisade. Hope that was helpful. The reason why I made this video is actually because I couldn't find anybody on YouTube that did one. So I hope this one was a good one. It's my first time doing one of these instructional videos, so please be kind. Thanks, guys. That's my story for today, and we'll see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.